How to ride a bony horse bareback. Maybe you've always wanted to learn how to ride bareback, but your horse's backbone is a little intimidating, or you've tried it once or twice and spent the week afterwards not being able to sit, walk, or bend over more than 2 inches. Many riders have encountered problems like this, and while bareback riding is always a challenge, it can become even more difficult if your horse's backbone is uncomfortably bony. However, this doesn't mean you can't ride bareback or you need to get a new horse. It is possible to get past this problem. Steps. 1. Look into why your horse is bony in the first place. Some horses, when in pretty good shape, just have naturally bony backs, but if your horse is slightly underweight, which can also cause a protruding backbone, gradually change his feed to help him put on a little more weight. 2. Develop a good seat. The bony back is really only painful when you're bouncing up and down on it, so the better you are at keeping your backside on the horse, the more enjoyable this will be. 3. Consider purchasing a bareback pad. A bareback pad is a fluffy piece of saddle-shaped cloth that cinches onto your horse, and you can sit on it to cushion yourself. They also offer better grip, and are great for first-time bareback riders, and those with bony horses. See the tips and warnings for advice on buying and using a bareback pad. 4. If you've never ridden bareback before, consider trying it for the first time on a less bony horse. For maximum comfort the first time, go for a fat, or at least broad-backed horse, preferably shorter and easy to control. It will be easier to adjust to riding your bony horse bareback if you're not also adjusting to riding bareback, too. 5. Try riding your own horse. You will definitely notice the difference, but especially if your seat is pretty good, you may be thankful for the backbone as a guide to keep you in the middle of the horse. Simply walk the first time, and you may also try cantering, or loping, if you ride Western. The canter is actually more comfortable than the trot when you're riding bareback. You're rocking back and forth instead of bouncing up and down. 6. Recuperate. Regardless of how much you prepared for this, you're likely to be a bit sore and stiff for a day or two. Don't try to ride until you feel a bit better, because trying to avoid the pain when you ride will throw off your balance. 7. Move on to trotting, jumping, galloping, and anything else you'd like to try doing without a saddle. Once you get used to it, you won't be uncomfortable at all, and just about anything is possible. Tips. When buying a bareback pad, don't necessarily go for the very cheapest, but you don't necessarily need the most expensive, either. Find one in a mid-price range. If you're worried your horse will not respond well to a bareback pad, or he already has responded badly to it, lunge him once or twice a day for a week or so until he does not seem to mind it. Ease him in gradually. Bareback pads can slip, and this is not only uncomfortable and awkward, but potentially dangerous. A pad that comes with a breast collar can help prevent slipping. If she really seems to be frightened of the bareback pad, put one near her stall so she gets used to seeing it. If your horse is not only bony, but has rather choppy gaits, a bareback pad, lots of practice, or a new horse are highly recommended. All that bouncing is not going to be pleasant. Warnings. Make sure that a bareback pad fits properly. You wouldn't want it to rub. Also, make sure it isn't too loose, or it could slip and you'll eat dirt. Avoid stirrups when buying a bareback pad. Many injuries in using them could have been avoided if the person hadn't been using stirrups. Feet can slip through them, they can get tangled or caught, wrapped around your leg, etc. They also defeat the purpose of bareback riding, so all the more reason to avoid these like the plague. Be sure your horse is totally confident before riding. You don't want either you or your horse to be injured. Ride in an arena unless you are a very experienced horse person and rider. Things. A bareback pad, optional. An arena to work in. Lunging materials, if needed.